نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون وما أريد منهم من رزق وما أريد أن يطعمون صدق الله مولانا العظيم. Respected elders and dear brothers and sisters, it is with the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and with the barakah of His beloved sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam and the barakah of His beloved people that we are together in order to learn something that should benefit us in this world and hereafter. The topic we start today if we couldn't finish today, it will be 2 sessions. Next session it will finish. But hopefully it finishes today. That is the purpose of human life. I don't know how many of us have ever wondered why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us. There must be some reason. And a very interesting point came to my mind that if we don't have humankind as human beings, or any individual person in your life, if you don't have any particular purpose to follow, no any particular goal to achieve, then what is justified and what is unjustified in your life will never make sense. It's very simple. I'll give you an example. Not the example of the whole life, but one little thing that will explain. If we take paracetamol, do we have a purpose or we just want to take it? There has to be some reason. And if we don't have any reason, can taking that tablet even once, can that be justified? Why on earth? And you take food in our life, it has to have a purpose. And our subcontinental temperament says there is only one purpose, and that is to fill your belly. Am I right? If we have a different purpose, our eating may not be justifiable. Our eating habits may not be justifiable. But if our aim that we have in our mind, that we have to fill our belly, if we have this aim in our mind, the way we eat and the things that we eat and the amount that we take in, that is justified. So in order to justify something, in order to say that this is right, or in order to say that this is wrong, this and this have to have a purpose. Either it goes according to the purpose, to serve that purpose, or it will go against the purpose. So the purpose is the center, pivotal point that justifies or denies, refuses to justify anything that we do in our life. Now you see, you take anything in your life, any particular job you want, you have to have a purpose. You don't go out searching for a job for no reason. Any particular course you want to take, you have to have a purpose. There has to be something in your mind. You don't take a course for no reason. It has to have a purpose. If it serves that purpose, taking that course will just be justified. And if it does not serve, you say, I want to study psychology. I've taken the course in psychology. And somebody asks you, what do you want to be through that? And you say, I want to be a physician or be a surgeon. What will you say? Has he done right or wrong? Why, on what basis do you decide it is right or wrong? Only one basis, the purpose that he is asserted. This doesn't go that way. If you take M1 to South from Manchester and you tell people, I want to go to Leeds, does that make sense? It doesn't. Why? Because the purpose you have asserted, it's not compatible with that. So in order for something to be good, and in order for something to be bad, we can only justify it or declare it unjustifiable on the basis of the purpose it serves, whether that is our purpose or not. It has to have a name. Are we clear on that? And this is how different understanding. An atheist will have his own understanding of life, and he will say something about something to be right or wrong according to his understanding. And to speak the truth, whatever he has in his mind as to the foundation of justifying something or declaring it unjustifiable, a religious person does not have that in his mind. There are two different mindsets, different ways to think, different foundations to decide. So you will find that any religious person, whoever it is, whoever this person may be, if he is trying to justify his religious things in the light of secular thoughts, he can't. Same is the case with an atheist. If he wants to justify whatever he is doing or whatever he is declaring to be right or wrong on the foundation of a religion, he can't do that. The best option is for this person to do as he wants and don't criticize those on the basis of his understanding, and for them to do as they want, as they feel better. Don't criticize them on the basis of your foundations. And that is where a peaceful human environment is created. But unfortunately, since that's not my topic at the moment, my topic is there has to be a purpose. You justify something or you declare it unjustifiable on the basis of the purpose that you have in your mind. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after this point is clear, we want to declare things to be right in our life, and we want to declare things to be wrong in our life. We have to do it. That's something we have to do. Everybody has to do that. Everybody has to declare something right or wrong. Everybody follows something and likes them, and everybody avoids some things and doesn't like them. So where liking and disliking is justified. And if we want to do this, and we do this, and we believe in a faith that has come from Allah, then we have to justify our good and bad according to those foundations. That's very simple. If you study in, just say, college A, Your right and wrong is according to the disciplinary system in that college, not according to the college B. It's very simple. If you study in, just say, Loxford Primary, and the other person's boy studies in, just say, Woodlands Primary, their uniforms are different. Those will justify according to their discipline, and these will justify according to their discipline. It's so simple. So if we are Muslim, and we say we believe in Quran to be the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because our beloved sallallahu ta'ala has told us that this is the truth from Allah. So we have to decide our lives according to this. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what is the purpose of our life? Right. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in his Al-Quran, Surah Azhari, and ayat number 55, 56, 57, 3 verses. It says, وَذَكِّرْ, so remind and remind. فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ, because undoubtedly the act of reminding or the act of advising, تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, benefits those who believe. Do you understand the point I was making in the beginning? Al-dhikra, the reminder or the advice, it does not benefit everybody. It does not benefit everybody. تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, it will benefit those who want to decide according to this foundation. And since this is the real foundation, so other people won't be able to benefit themselves with anything else. So it will benefit those who believe. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ, I have not created the jinn and the ins, jinn and humans, إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, except for one purpose, لِيَعْبُدُونَ, so that they worship me. Then it says, it's very interesting wording here. The next wording is, وَمَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُم مِّن رِزْقٍ, and I don't want from them any rizq. I don't want any provisions from them. I don't want them to give me anything. I don't need anything from them. وَمَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُم مِّن رِزْقٍ وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَن يُطْعِمُونَ, and I don't want them to feed me. What does that show? Point number one here, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created mankind with a purpose. They have not been created purposeless. They have some goal to achieve in their life. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أفحسبتم أنما خلقناكم عبثا وأنكم إلينا لا ترجعون صدق الله. Do you think that we have created you without any meaning? Abath is playing around. So without any meaning. وَأَنَّكُمْ, and do you think that you are not going to come back to me? So this life is not purposeless. It has some purpose. And human beings have to follow, have to achieve a certain goal in their life here. And the word over here is ibadat. Right? Now the next word says that I don't want them to feed me. That means Allah did not need to create us. Our creation is not Allah's need. If we were not there, He was still Lord. If there was nothing, no creation was there, He was still Lord. He was still a creator. Only that except that He had not expressed His creation, but He was created. He was creator. He was Lord. In order to become a Lord, He does not need to create us. And he does not need any recognition. A lot of people don't recognize him. What difference does it make to him? No. So creating us is not Allah's need. One thing should be clear. So whatever He has told us to do, He hasn't told us to do for Him. He has told us to do for ourselves. He does not need people worship Him. People need to worship Him. He does not need anybody to make ibadat to Him. We need to make ibadat to Him. So these 2 points are clear here. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, same surah, ayat number 58, next ayat says, Inna Allah huwa razzaq. He doesn't want you to feed Him, He is the provider. He is the provider. So, Allah's creation has purpose. And what is that purpose? That is ibadat. Simply speaking, that is to promote oneself, to advance oneself, to make oneself better in a way that he becomes the most excellent he can for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to please his Allah, to achieve the excellence in a way where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased. So the purpose is to please Allah. Why do I say rather than the word ibadat? We'll come to that in a bit. So whatever He has given us as goal to achieve, unless we follow it, we can't please Him. So this shows the purpose of the word ibadat is to please Him. And that is to achieve the excellence so that we can be accepted to the most excellent. So that is the purpose of our life here. Now this moral excellence which leads to the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the purpose of life. Why? Because Allah's pleasure cannot be achieved without this. So this is the purpose that this is the path that we take. The path of moral excellence. That is the path we take. You know, it's simple, very simple. Unless you clean a pot, unless you clean a cup, that is useless for drinking anything. Is that right or not? Unless you clean it, it's useless. Unless you beautify it and give it some value, it's not valuable. So is the heart of a human. And in the presence of the Almighty, it has to develop some value for itself. And moral excellence and cleanliness is that value. So that value has to be achieved. And that is known as moral excellence. And that is something that gives you benefit. That is something that benefits you in this world and benefit you in hereafter. If this much is clear, now we take point number 2. The word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used is liya'budun, so that they worship me. I'll give you a very simple question. Very simple. Could you imagine that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you something which is the purpose of your entire life? That is the purpose of your entire life. Right? The purpose for, I'm saying, repeat, purpose for entire life. That should be the purpose of your life 24/7. And He tells you to do that 1 hour a day. Does that make sense? What about the other 23 hours? Will you live that time without following the purpose? Can that make sense? So the word ibadat, we need to understand that. Because when we say ibadat, worship, first thing that comes to our mind is salat. And how many hours does it take in 5 salat? How many? Maybe 1 hour in 24 hours? Maybe less than that. You know, we are quite swift in that. We have reasonable speed. We speed it up. So maybe less than that. So at least 23 hours of our day is outside the purpose of that life. How can this be the purpose of life? Now take Roza, fasting. When is it obligated? Ramadan. Out of 12 months, if there is an obligation, which is the purpose of life, and out of 12 months, we only take 1 month for that, so 11 months without purpose. That doesn't make sense, does it? If we take, just say zakat, it is not obligated on everybody. One has to have a minimum monetary savings, minimum amount of savings, without which zakat is not obligated. There are people upon whom zakat is not obligated for their entire life. They are too poor to do that. So what's their purpose of life then? And for those upon whom zakat is obligated, out of all the whole 1 year, those 2-3 minutes in which you pay it, can that be purpose of life? Am I clear? And take Hajj now. These are the things when we say worship, these things come to mind, isn't it? When we say worship, we don't think of anything other than these. When we say righteousness, these are the things that come to mind, isn't it? So we need to think it, apply it. So if we take Hajj, ya subhanallah, out of how many billion Muslims, upon how many of them is it obligated? How many, what's the percentage? An overwhelming majority, almost all of the Muslims, so much overwhelming majority, it is not obligated on them. So they live their life without purpose of life. And purpose is something that Allah has given. So we need to think the meaning of ibadat. We need to reconsider the meaning of righteousness. The concept of righteousness, we need to understand that. Because these things, they don't cover our life. They only cover a small portion of our life. And we do trade, we do work, we eat, we drink, we sleep. We do all these things. We talk, and we talk a lot. That's another problem, but we talk. And these are the things that we do. We do more than that. We play, we do exercise, join gym, build up our body well. All that, how can that be out of the purpose of human life? Unless we misunderstand the meaning of righteousness, meaning of moral excellence, and meaning of worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the purpose of life must be something that the moment we don't have that, we are in sin, because we are not following it. The moment a person is not following the purpose of life, and purpose of life has been given, a person should be sinful. He is not following the purpose given to him. And in our life, this happens a lot. So the question is, what type of worship it is, what form of worship it is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has obligated upon us? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. What is that worship? What is that goal of human life? That a human being 24/7 can think of it and can follow it. While he is doing his trade, he can follow it. While he's on work, he can follow it. While he's in classroom, he can follow it. What is that thing? And heedlessness of the goal, for those who want to achieve a goal, it's a serious sin. If you are heedless of your goal, that means a failure. You're not going to get it. If you just neglect it, you're not going to get it. That means failure. That's what I'm saying. That is like a sin for them. So we need to understand that the concept of worship, if we take the concept that we normally have in our lives, in our minds, general religious minds have certain concepts about worship, then we are victim to conflict in our life. We declare something to be our purpose, and we are not doing it this time, and we are doing it at that time. Our life, we say this is the purpose of our life, to worship Allah. And we don't worship Him. How long? Almost all day. So we are in problem then. So from here, we shall pick up next time. We'll come to the ayat of Quran. One ayat gives the whole concept, inshallah. So what is righteousness? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used the word al-birr. Al-birr is righteousness. What is righteousness? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in His Quran, and we shall take that ayah. That will complete, inshallah, our meaning here. We take that for the next time, because if we start it now, it's better we don't. We'll do it, inshallah, next time. I hope this much is clear to all of you. It has not gone, it's not something philosophical, is it? It's not something for everybody, for some, even not those children, but for those in their teens. Is that clear? So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us proper understanding and following. Next time we challenge. And if you want to study yourself, this is the book. English translation is available. The name of the translation is Islamic Philosophy of Human Life. We are just taking maybe 20 pages out of this book. And today we could take only 4 or 5 of them. Inshallah.